I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
Bowser has been a staple of the Super Mario franchise since the beginning, but what do we really know about him? Fans have been speculating for years about Bowser's true origins and motivations, and today we're diving into some of the most popular fan theories. Hey guys, I'm Brad with One Up Binge, and these are Bowser fan theories, BS to truth bombs.
Open the gates!
Let's start with our first category. These theories either have so many holes that they can't possibly be true, they lack evidence, or they've been confirmed false by creators. These theories are BS. Bowser is secretly a good guy. The idea that Bowser is secretly a good guy who kidnaps Peach to protect her from other threats is a surprisingly popular theory. While it may seem far-fetched at first, there are a few compelling reasons to believe it. First, it's important to note that Bowser's motivation for kidnapping Peach is never explicitly stated in the games. While it's true that he often expresses a desire for power and control, there may be other factors at play. Additionally, there are a few moments in the games where Bowser displays uncharacteristic kindness and compassion. For example, in Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Bowser joins forces with Mario and his friends to defeat a greater evil, showing that he's able to put aside his ambitions for the greater good. In another game, Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, Bowser is revealed to have a softer side when he learns that his minions have been plotting against him. Rather than seeking revenge, he decides to forgive them and move forward. Finally, it's worth considering that Bowser's actions may be driven by a desire to protect his kingdom and subjects. While he often clashes with Mario and his friends, it's possible that he sees them as a threat to his people and is simply trying to keep them at bay. In this interpretation, Bowser could be seen as an anti-hero, willing to do whatever it takes to protect his kingdom and ensure the safety of his subjects. Overall, while it is an interesting and creative interpretation of Bowser's character, it is a stretch. There is little to no evidence to suggest that he's secretly a good guy who's trying to protect Peach. In the times where he does work with the heroes, it's usually in pursuit of some mutually beneficial goal. Plus, the Super Mario Bros. Movie throws a lot of cold water on that idea. That said, we'll die on the hill that Bowser is a good dad. I mean, look at how much he cares about the Nintendo Switch parental controls. Bowser 100% shows up to every PTA meeting. Let's talk about the theory that Bowser is a mutated form of a Toad. The Toad mutation theory suggests that Bowser is a mutated Toad who was exposed to a dangerous fungus or radiation. First, Bowser and the Toad share some physical similarities. Both have a similar head shape with wide mouths and small eyes. Additionally, Bowser's shell and spiky appearance could be interpreted as a more exaggerated version of the Toad's mushroom cap and spots, but still, a bit of a reach. Furthermore, there are a few moments in the games where Bowser displays some Toad-like behaviors. For example, in Super Mario RPG, Bowser reveals that he is able to use magic, just like the Toads. Additionally, in some of the games, Bowser is depicted as having a softer side, much like the kind-hearted and helpful Toads. Though again, you really have to cherry-pick Bowser's deeds throughout the series. Plus, if Bowser is a mutated Toad, how is he able to breathe fire and create his armies of Koopas? Also, why does he have a strong desire to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom and defeat Mario? These are difficult questions to answer if Bowser is simply a mutated version of a friendly Toad. Overall, the Toad mutation theory lacks sufficient evidence and coherence to be considered anything other than BS. Moving on from the BS, these theories still have a lot of problems. Not enough to say they're completely debunked, but still, these theories are full of holes. Bowser's secret alliance with Mario. The theory from Redditor, LuckJess112, suggests that Bowser is secretly working with Mario to help him become a better hero, that Bowser's attacks and kidnappings are all staged, designed to test Mario's skills. However, there are several reasons why this theory is unlikely to be true. First and foremost, Bowser's character and actions throughout the series do not support the idea that he's working with Mario. He's consistently portrayed as a ruthless and power-hungry villain who will stop at nothing to defeat Mario and conquer the Mushroom Kingdom. His motives are always focused on his desire for power and control, not on helping Mario improve. There are many instances where Bowser's actions directly contradict the idea that he's helping Mario. For example, in Super Mario Galaxy, Bowser kidnaps Peach and plans to create a new universe where he is the ruler, which is hardly the behavior of someone who's secretly helping Mario. Finally, the theory also relies heavily on speculation and ignores many of the facts about Bowser's character and motivations. While there are certainly some inconsistencies in the Mario canon, these are likely the result of different creative teams working on the games, rather than evidence of a secret alliance between Bowser and Mario. With that said, we're now into the middle category, where we may stumble into some truth. Maybe. These theories are possible. Bowser's true intentions. In this theory, Bowser's ultimate goal is not to conquer the Mushroom Kingdom, but to protect it from a greater threat that only he knows about. This idea is distinct from the theory of Bowser being a good guy, as it suggests that Bowser is still a villain, but with a more complex motivation. According to the theory, Bowser has access to knowledge or prophetic visions of impending doom that threaten the Mushroom Kingdom. He understands that the only way to protect his home and its inhabitants is to seize control of the kingdom and prepare it for this threat. Bowser has been working behind the scenes to gather resources, amass an army, and fortify the Mushroom Kingdom to defend it from this unknown danger. Throughout the Mario games, there have been instances where Bowser and Mario have worked together to defeat a common enemy. These temporary alliances could be seen as Bowser acknowledging that Mario has the skills and abilities needed to help him protect the kingdom from the greater threat. Bowser's focus is not on defeating Mario, but on preparing for the impending danger that only he knows about. Furthermore, this theory would explain why Bowser seems to have a genuine concern for Peach's safety. Bowser may view Peach as a crucial figure in defending the Mushroom Kingdom. Bowser's kidnappings of Peach could be seen as a way to keep her safe, hidden away from the outside world. Overall, while there's no concrete evidence to support this theory, it is a plausible explanation for some of Bowser's seemingly contradictory actions. It would also add a new layer of complexity and depth to his character, turning him into a more nuanced and morally ambiguous figure. This would make Bowser not just a villain, but a protector, willing to do whatever it takes to save his kingdom. These next conspiracies make a lot of sense. In fact, we think they're more likely to be true than not. These theories are probable. Bowser is a representation of the 7 deadly sins. Yeah, theology. Each of his different forms and abilities embodying a different sin. Some fans have pointed to symbolic elements in various Mario games, such as Bowser's castle being surrounded by lava, representing hell, as well as some connections to traditional Christian theology, as evidence to support this theory. Some have also loosely linked each of his 7 Koopalings to the 7 deadly sins, with Ludwig being wrath, as he's mentioned as being the cruelest, Lemmy as sloth, as he would rather clown around, Roy's cocky appearance being prideful, Iggy's green, representing envy, Morton as gluttony, Wendy as lust, and Larry as greed. Pretty interesting theory, though we aren't going to rank it higher because these 7 deadly sin theories are usually pretty easy to twist into whatever you want. Finally, we've reached the truth. People have blown the whistle on these theories with such compelling evidence that they must be true. These theories are the truth bombs. Bowser's shell is not part of his body. The theory that Bowser's spiked shell is a part of his body has been circulating among fans of the Mario series for years. However, according to the official Super Mario Bros. Player's Guide, this theory has been debunked. The guide states that Bowser's shell is a separate piece of armor that he wears over his body. This revelation about Bowser's shell is significant because it changes the way we think about the character's anatomy. Fans had previously assumed that Bowser's shell was an integral part of his body, possibly even providing him with some kind of protection or defensive capabilities. However, the fact that the shell is a separate piece of armor suggests that Bowser is vulnerable without it. The theory raises questions about how Bowser can attach and detach his shell. Does he have a team of minions who help him put it on and take it off? Or does he have some kind of special mechanism or power that allows him to do it himself? These are questions we may never get the answers to, but they add to his mystique and intrigue. Overall, the confirmation of the theory is an important revelation for fans. It provides us with new insights into the character's anatomy and abilities, and adds to the richness and complexity of the Mario universe. But real quick, before we get to our last entry, if you're enjoying this video, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We ask because we'd really appreciate the help getting to our next milestone, and we have lots more videos we'd love to share with you. Thanks a lot, guys. Bowser is in love with Peach. This theory suggests that Bowser is actually in love with Peach, and that all of his actions are motivated by his desire to win her affection. Alright, full disclosure, this theory is pretty dated, as there was a time where Bowser's intentions were far more ambiguous. In many early games, Bowser simply wanted to take over the Mushroom Kingdom, and in some unique games like Mario Sunshine, Bowser wanted a mom for Bowser Jr., though later on, we started to see the more obvious truth, that Bowser was in love with Peach. As early as Paper Mario Mario on the N64, you can actually read Bowser's diary, which revealed his true feelings for her. Then of course, Super Paper Mario and Super Mario Odyssey really showcases Bowser's intentions with the weddings. And of course, you have the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And if Jack Black's Bowser song Peaches doesn't spell it out for you, honestly, nothing will. Bowser is a skilled musician. Bowser, the infamous King Koopa, being a skilled musician may sound like a wild fan theory at first, but it's confirmed. The theory that Bowser is a musician first surfaced in the Mario Party 3 game, where he's seen playing the guitar during a minigame. But it wasn't until an interview with Koji Kondo, the legendary composer of the original Super Mario Bros. Soundtrack, that this theory was confirmed. Kondo revealed that Bowser was indeed a skilled musician in the Mario universe, and may have even composed some of the iconic Mario music that we all know and love. So how does Bowser's musical talent fit into the Mario universe? Well, it's important to remember that the Mario games are known for their quirky and whimsical nature, and the inclusion of a skilled musician villain only adds to the charm of the franchise. Additionally, Bowser's musical talent may also be seen as a way to humanize his character and add depth to his motivations. It's also worth noting that Bowser's musical abilities are not just limited to playing the guitar. In Super Mario RPG, Bowser is seen playing a variety of musical instruments, including a saxophone and a tambourine. He's a well-rounded musician with a diverse range of talents. And again, going back to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, if you didn't get chills when Bowser sang his soulful Peaches song, are you even alive?